Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got a product from BenQ. This is the BenQ ideaCam S1 Pro, and this is for creatives that need to share their information. It's got several different modes, from your traditional webcam mode for video conferencing. It also has a handheld mode. It comes with a little macro lens that you can put on, get really close to subjects, and then it has kind of a mode which is a desktop mode where you angle the camera down and it shows your desktop or your table so that you can have an overhead view. So this is really going to be great for creative professionals, and overall we're going to dig into it now, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is everything that you get out of the box, and we're going to have some highlight points on the back of the box here. We do have an auto switch mode. There are 3 different modes that you can use here, and we'll get into those in just a little bit. It does have an AI noise cancellation microphone. It is up to 2448p at 30 frames per second. It does have a Sony 8 megapixel CMOS sensor. It does have 15 times magnifying lens. That's an attachment. It does have a remote control and a privacy shade that we will go over as well. So this is everything that you get. You're going to get some documentation from BenQ on the ideaCam, and a link to their Inspire software. There's a web version of this. There is also a downloadable Windows version, but I found it pretty easy. Just use the web version. We'll go over that a little bit later in the video. Now, taking a look at the camera itself here is the camera. You've got a USB Type-A connection, a very nice thick braided cord here for this as well. So it's a very durable cord, good length on it, which is great if you're going to use this in handheld mode, and we'll get into that when we do some of that as well. Now you can adjust this, and you can also have 2 buttons on here. One is going to be for a 6 LED ring light that is around the camera. The other one is going to be able to freeze your frame. So if you're trying to, get some pictures of something on your desk or close up, and you need to freeze the frame so that people can take a look at it, you can use this macro lens. It's magnetic, and as you can see there, no problems attaching that. That'll give you up to 15 times magnification. So if you're using this in handheld mode, you can get really, really close into your subject, which again, you'll see in just a little bit. Privacy shutter here is also magnetic, and I'm really liking that these accessories are magnetic. Just very easy to use. It's not going to fall off the unit or anything like that. So it's awesome that they're doing this all magnetic. Now you do get the base here, and this base is bottom weighted. You can see that round part at the bottom. It's got a nice weight to it, so the camera is not going to be top heavy. You can adjust this for whatever you're going to mount this on. And then the camera itself, it just slides right in to the slot here, and you're all set up and ready to go. Of course, when you want to do that presentation mode, you can just bend it forward and it will flip its rotation and allow you to do desktop overhead presentations. You can just kind of lock it into place, and it sits on your monitor or wherever you're going to have it set up right there. Now you've got some nice rubber here to protect whatever you're going to have this set up on, and you're not going to have to worry about having any damage done to any of the monitors that you're going to have this on. Also has a little tripod mount in there as well, if that is what you're going to be mounting on. Now you get the Inspire puck here with the Pro version. Comes with its own USB dongle. It's wireless USB. Plugs in USB Type A, has 2 AAA batteries that come included, and you can see that the back cover is also magnetic. So you can store your USB dongle in there, and of course put your batteries in. Magnetic closure again, so I'm liking the theme that they have going with that. Now you do get some buttons on here, one to freeze your frame, one for auto framing, and manual focus or autofocus and manual focus, taking pictures and muting your microphone, and it also turns so you can zoom in on your camera via remote control. So if you're trying to get into something close, it's down on your desk, you can just zoom in on something. So that is the unboxing of the ideaCam S1 Pro from BenQ. That's everything you get into the box. Okay, so I've got this set up on my PC here, and you can see that I've got the control puck, and this is in the Inspire Web setup here, and we can use this control puck to do several different things, like freeze the frame here. So when I do touch that, you can see that I'm frozen on camera. We can mute our microphone as well. So if we need to mute our microphone, you'll see that in the bottom right-hand corner. And then, of course, we can select manual focus or autofocus here. So we have that, and you can see it in the right-hand corner of the bottom of the screen, that changes to our focus, be it manual or autofocus. We can also snap a picture, and of course turning the puck itself will actually zoom in on the camera, so we can get some pretty interesting shots when we get into macro mode. This is a test of the BenQ ideaCam S1 Pro. This will give you a good idea of what your video will look like and what the microphone sounds like as well on the S1 Pro. Okay, so flipping down the camera will turn it into this presentation overhead view that you've got here, so you can show people what's on your desktop. If you're using something that you need to show off to someone, you can easily do that just by flipping it down, as you can see here, which is really nice to be able to present something that you might be working on, an idea that you have written down, or you just need to show off maybe some components or something like that. You can easily do that here. You can also annotate this through the Inspire software, so I can circle parts of it. It will stay there. I can take pictures of it. I can change the colors on it, things like that. I can erase those annotations as well. I can, of course, freeze the frame if I wish to freeze on a spot where I have it. So this is another mode that you get, which is that presentation overview mode, and you've got plenty of things in Inspire, which we're going to check out in just a moment as well. Also, you can use this in handheld mode, and you can also attach the macro lens to this. And as you can see, even on the instructions that I have on my desk, you can get super close to your subject, which is something that comes in great if you're looking at, electronics or something that has very, very, very small details that need to be looked at. You've got that option here with that 15 times macro lens that, of course, again, is magnetic. And of course, if I need to freeze that frame, I can use the puck controller, or I actually have a freeze frame button on the actual camera itself. So this makes this really easy to be able to get up close and personal if you need to show off details. Okay, so now looking at the Inspire web version that they have here, I'm in that now. You can see that we've got several different modes here. We've got a portrait mode, a high quality mode, and then a demo mode. That's where you're probably going to use the overhead a lot there. You can do video, camera, you can do a scanner or a QR code. This is where you'll bring up your annotations here, and you can save the notes as well. So if I want to select a color and then I want to circle something, I can easily do that here on screen, and then I can save that. So if I want to circle this little air purifier back here, I can do that. I can also erase my annotations in real time as well, and then I can save that file if I need it. Now on tools on the left, you've got some ruler tools here, which are really nice, especially when you're using macro mode and you need to kind of measure. You've got several different kinds. You can do white and black, so depending on the subject that you're looking at. And as you can see here, we've got more of a radius and angles here as well. So again, these come in handy when you're trying to do things. Now we've got a keystone correction correction, and you can select an area that you would like to use the keystone correction for, or you can just do the entire screen itself. So you can do vertical and horizontal correction here. You can flip and mirror your overall image right from the Inspire software running in Chrome in the Chrome browser. So this is very, very easy to get around here. And of course, we've got zoom in here as well, something that you can do with the controller puck, but it's of course in the software as well. Now you can do a picture-in-picture or split screen mode, so you can do these. If we do a split screen or picture-in-picture, you're going to get that little pop out, which is me in the camera still, and then I can either duplicate that or I can add a second webcam to this as well, so that way if I'm presenting something on my desk, I can also have my face on the screen in a second camera window. Now if you do split screen, it's the same kind of thing. It's just going to be side by side. I do happen to have a secondary camera here that I'll show you, but you get the idea. Now you've got controls for each one, so I can freeze one and the other one is active. And I can do it vice versa, so I can actually freeze one of these and then be talking about what's frozen on the screen. So you've got that there. Now we can end that. We can go into our sources, and you can change your sources if you have multiple cameras. Now over on the right hand side, we've got manual focus and autofocus, and also we've got our mute microphone. Again, things that can be controlled with the Inspire puck as well. Now taking this down will show my desktop, and as you can see here, no problems with that. Goes into manual focus mode automatically when you're in this presentation mode here, but you can see that we can now do a picture-in-picture here. I can have that in the bottom, or I can use that in the main screen, and then I can switch over to my other camera and have me in the smaller camera if I want to. That way if I'm presenting something, I can do that right here, no problems. Now handheld mode, again, is very, very interesting. Something that we can hook up the macro lens to. And now we've got this setup where I can get really close on my subject depending on what it is. And again, we'll use these directions, but you can see how close and up you can get to everything. Everything is just really, really crisp and clear, and this is where the S1 Pro really excels, is in this macro mode. The macro mode is exceptional on this with its 15 times magnification. Now this is a hard drive, and on the back of the hard drive we're looking at the electronics board, and you can see all the individual points here, perfect clarity on these. And if I find a spot that I want to, say, freeze frame on, I can do that, and then I can talk about it. So you can just get the idea. This is just one of many ideas that you could actually look at something, and then of course if I need to even go even further, I can zoom in on it as well, and you can see just how very detailed this is. Now if I want to be talking about it on my secondary camera, I can use that secondary camera, and you can see me over there on the bottom camera, and so I can be talking about the project that we're looking at the same time in picture-in-picture or split screen mode. So we do have all of those options there. So if I get to a point where I want to, maybe notate a number or something like that, I can freeze the screen, and then I can continue on talking on my other camera. Just to give you an idea, this is a sample picture that I snapped from the web version of the Inspire software, and these numbers and letters would be very hard or impossible to read without the magnification. And as you can see, I can now read these nice and clearly saved as a picture file. No problems with that macro lens that is magnetically attached to the S1 Pro. So as you can see here, you've got a bunch of different options, from just a normal webcam to an overhead view of presentation or demo view, to being able to zoom in and out with the Inspire remote controller or Inspire puck that you have here. You've got a lot of flexibility with that control as well. And overall, this is just a really awesome feature-filled webcam for creatives and professionals that need to share their ideas with other people and not just have a normal webcam that won't have any of these features. Okay, so that's my review of the BenQ ideaCam S1 Pro. I really like that this has a controller with it that is wireless, allows you to do zooming, allows you to freeze the frame. It all comes in a nice package with a camera with a great sensor in it. Also, that downward demo mode, just by folding the camera down, allowing you to present what's on your desktop in an overhead view, is really great. And where it really excels is that macro lens, that 15 times macro lens, where you're getting really close up. So if you need to present something to someone and you're having a discussion with them in a video conference, and you can freeze that frame and talk about it and look at things very close up, or even just in demonstration mode where you can fold the camera down and have an overview of your desktop, is something that a lot of other webcams do not offer. So you being able to use this without installing any software, going to the Inspire website and run everything right through that is also a plus, because you don't really have to install anything. Although they do have software that you can download, you can just go to the Inspire website in your web browser like I did during this video. Overall, this camera is great for professionals and creatives. That's who it's going to be targeted for, and I think that this might just complement your setup. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll check you guys out on the next one.